Hi John, Phil Beever here from the Wilderness Club. Just want to recap on our lesson this morning. So if we run through your takeaway, we can see here that the takeaway still hands, even though the hands are starting to work inwards, unfortunately so is the club head. We can see the shaft there and there's the club head, and you can see it keeps working behind. So that hinge is very, very delayed. If we look at Henrik here, you'll see one that his hands are still tracking inside that red line, which is great, but the shaft, club head and shaft is staying outside of his hand, so in a very different position there. So when he carries on to swing, you'll see that he'll hinge the club a lot more vertical. So we can see there that his angle of his shaft is pointing straight down. With you, John, when you actually do hinge, which is now, we can see that your shaft plane is way above the ball. So that was the move we had to work on. Hands are getting better, they're going in, but we've got to get the club out, okay? Top of swing was fine when you did that, because you actually started to get the club a little bit more sort of down the target line. If we look at Henrik to the top of his swing, his isn't laid off, it's down the target line, so straight down that line there. Elbows are good. And the last bit we worked on, John, was just trying to tuck something underneath your left arm. This is all good coming into impact, maybe a little bit static, but you can see for me here, this elbow never really folds. I'd like to see that fold a little bit more. If you look here at Henrik's, his is pointing more down at the ground as opposed to yours is pointing sort of out this way. So I want you to work on that for me. So two drills, work on the set, and the second one just work on the way through, keeping something underneath that armpit just to get them hands finishing a little lower, because we can see that your club head is coming out for me a tad too high compared to Henrik. So we can see they're coming out of his body, that frame there a little bit lower. So hope that all makes sense, and I'll see you soon.